I have released Diddy's documentary on Netflix, and I have given all the proofs of who was involved with Diddy. I have presented the videotape of Diddy's parties as evidence. Now no one can save Diddy and the other celebs. Jay-Z, Beyonce, Oprah Winfrey, Kim Kardashian, all of them were Diddy's handlers. After watching the rest of the documentary, you'll understand everything.
Speaking of, in particular, Netflix docuseries that you've been working on, Diddy Do It.
Right.
You've been saying for years that you feel you knew Diddy's character.
Right.
Yet you said you weren't a part of that lifestyle, you weren't going to the parties. So what makes you so absolutely sure that these kinds of allegations that we've seen against him are true?
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations, I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else, but I did feel uncomfortable with the way you would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah, and then that swayed me away from it, just that alone.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business.
Never before seen footage of Sean Diddy Combs in the days leading up to his arrest in New York last September.
You want to put the stuff in my fanny pack?
The exclusive video obtained by Netflix shows Combs debating with his lawyers about strategy.
Listen to me.
That was, it should show you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, you do not want to smoke with Curtis Jackson. This man plays the longest game in the room. 20 years of stacking receipts, letting the tea simmer low until it turned in a straight wildfire. And now, the pot is boiling over. 50 just dropped that Diddy expose, and chilly, it hits like a controlled explosion. Word is, he even secured footage from the final stretch of Diddy's so-called free world era. The kind of visuals that don't just shake careers, they shatter them. With Diddy locked up and reportedly losing it behind the walls, his legal team is scrambling, yelling that the doc is illegal and begging Netflix to take it down. Meanwhile, 50 is over here smirking like he just unlocked a secret level, laughing, racking up views, and flipping an old feud into premium digital currency. Love him or hate him, Curtis just turned vendetta into a business model, reminding everybody of one thing. Never underestimate a man who's been plotting his clapback since the mixtape era.
Sean Combs watches this. What do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's gonna say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Real talk. Testing Curtis Jackson's patience is a losing game. Maybe Diddy should have thought twice before trying to take 50 shopping back in the day, because Curtis kept his Timbs tied tight and his eyes on that man ever since. What looked like petty rap drama was really a long chess match. Every slight tucked away, every disrespect cataloged, and now the bill is due. 50 is the type who turns old grudges into viral art. He doesn't forget, he reinvests. So go ahead and play with him, then watch him stomp back in heavy boots and make the whole internet tune in.
Did he do it, right?
Yeah,
I know
he did it.
You've been heavy on social media talking about it.
He did it. And I'm the only one who's been vocal about this long before it actually.
Oh, you've been saying this for a long time now. And then no one was, they're just, why is he saying this? And now it's coming out like crazy. I mean,
but I also didn't participate. I also didn't go to those parties.
Yeah.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Was there a reason you never went to those parties back in the day? Obviously, I know what's going on there, but is there a reason you never did?
I'm just not with all that freaky shit. Like all of the stuff that he's doing, I'm not into that type of stuff. I'm just a little more, maybe you could say basic or normal.
Hot take. Curtis didn't just release a project. He dropped a cultural landmine. A slick 4-part Netflix deep dive titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning. He teamed up with director Alex Stapleton to unveil never-before-seen hotel footage from the frantic hours before Diddy's September 2024 arrest. Clips showing him pacing, calling lawyers, basically admitting the walls were closing in. Premiering December 2nd, the series plays like a slow, ruthless unmasking. Intimate videos, shocking testimony, and old receipts pieced together like a true crime case file. Predictably, Combs' camp is crying that it's illegal, biased, and begging platforms to scrub it. Meanwhile, 50 is posted up, watching his long-held grudge turn into streaming gold. A perfect blend of revenge, ratings, and capitalizing on the chaos.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
All 4 episodes of the Diddy documentary series, and you guys, this one had my jaw on the floor. It's called Sean Combs: The Reckoning, and when I saw the executive producer was the king of petty 50 Cent himself, as well as read the director Alexandria Stapleton's vision, I just knew it was going to be good. It promised never before seen footage, testimonies.
You can practically feel the panic leaking through the screen, like watching a man witness his entire empire slowly crumble in front of him. Diddy's tossing fixes like darts, frantic phone calls, emergency meetings, whispered deals, and every legal distraction he can pull out of thin air. Anything to slow down the collapse. Every frame plays like a scramble, a last-minute toolkit of Hail Mary moves thrown together on the fly. And the harder he clings, the more exposed he becomes. It's raw, shaky, and absolutely impossible to watch without your jaw hanging open.
Listen to me. I'm gonna get off the phone right now, and I am going to let you professionals look at the situation.
A new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest. Now, Combs is threatening legal action against the streamer for airing the unauthorized footage. Behind the series is Combs' longtime rap rival 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton, who sat down with NBC News' Chloe Malas ahead of tonight's release.
Then comes that scene, the one that feels like a full confession in under 10 seconds. Diddy back in Harlem, putting on the flawless man of the people costume, hugging everybody, locking hands, cheesing like the hometown king making his grand return. Cameras flashing, fans screaming, a perfect PR fairy tale. But the second he slides into the back seat of his chauffeured ride, boom, the mask slips clean off. He's barely settled in before urgently asking for hand sanitizer, like he can't wash the crowd off fast enough. And according to 50, that tiny moment is the blueprint, the whole Diddy formula in one edit. A man who knows exactly how to craft an image, and exactly when he wants space from the folks he pretends to uplift. It's the double life in motion. Public smiles, private disgust the moment the door shuts.
Public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
Went away.
Got in
the car and said, I feel like I need to wash, like I'm dirt. That was, it shows you his character.
was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of a camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
And of course, the million-dollar question drops. Is this just 50 getting revenge? Curtis didn't even flinch. He dismissed the petty beef narrative completely and said he's doing what the hip-hop world refuses to, making it clear nobody should be co-signing Diddy's behavior. Then he launched the shade missiles. He called out the silence from the industry's elite. The same people who partied with Diddy, took the checks, played the game, and are now acting like they suddenly lost their voices. According to 50, their quiet is deafening, and he's here to make sure the world hears what they're trying not to say.
Did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time.
50 Cent did not come to play. No matter what and how you feel about Diddy and 50 Cent, this documentary was done exceptionally well. I'm talking about the first-hand interviews, the videos, the audio, the footage, cadence. I mean, he came with all the receipts. I don't know about y'all, but I learned so much new information about things that I didn't even know. Woo!
And let's be clear, 50 isn't wrong for this. He's not betraying Diddy or revealing anything new. The trial is where Diddy's truth finally spilled out. After everything's said in that courtroom, this documentary isn't exposing anything the world hasn't already heard. Diddy already served his time, and nothing in this film changes that reality. What 50 is exposing is the industry's calculated silence. His whole point is simple. If nobody speaks up, hip-hop culture starts acting like predatory behavior, is just another Tuesday. Say what you want about 50, call him petty, vindictive, childish even, but he's never had weird cases hanging over his head. Never been caught having inappropriate conversations with young girls. Meanwhile, the moguls who partied with Diddy for decades suddenly mute. Maybe because some of their hands aren't clean either. And listen, 50 can swear this isn't personal all he wants, but if you know Curtis, you know it's always personal. The man ages grudges like fine wine. The longer he stores them, the stronger they hit. Once you end up on his bad side, baby, that road has no you dash turns.so yes. It's personal, absolutely. But at the same time, he deserves his flowers for being one of the few who publicly called out Diddy long before it was safe or trendy. Is he gloating now? Of course he is. And can you even blame him? Back when he warned everybody about Diddy taking guys shopping, folks rolled their eyes and called him a hater. But a whole lot of what he said back then ended up being true. You know he's savoring this moment. And just look at how he reacted when someone asked what Diddy would think after watching the film. Curtis knows exactly how fast that fuse would light, and he didn't have to wait long. Diddy snapped back instantly. According to CNN, Diddy's lawyers have already fired off a cease and desist to Netflix, claiming the doc uses stolen footage. Diddy spokesperson Judah Engelmayer called the series a vicious attack piece and accused Netflix of exploiting material that was never approved. And here's a little side tea. Judah Engelmayer was also Harvey Weinstein's spokesperson before Diddy hired him. Birds of a feather. I'm just saying.
Now, Fifth, when you continuously call Puff, is that a relationships in Hollywood?
I don't call him. I said.
Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January 19th.
That's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity.
Anyway, Judah told CNN that Diddy had been filming himself for decades, documenting his life for a future project, and claimed the footage in 50 series was originally meant for Diddy's own documentary. He said Sean had been crafting this film since he was 19, and the footage was commissioned for that. But Netflix clapped back. Their spokesperson said director Alexander Stapleton obtained the material legally and properly. Still, Diddy's team is furious. In their cease and desist letter, his attorneys threatened more legal action, reminding Netflix that Mr. Combs doesn't hesitate to sue anyone who violates his rights. And he won't hesitate this time either. They also accused Netflix of doing something shocking by partnering with 50 Cent at all, calling him a lifelong enemy with a personal vendetta who spent years trashing Diddy. Vendetta or not, 50 is fully enjoying the spotlight, and he's still trolling Diddy on Instagram. He even reposted a clip from his Good Morning America interview. When they asked about his feud with Diddy, 50 captioned it with, "What feud? I put 2 of his kids in my written TV series. I just didn't like when he said fruity to me. I don't play that." Meanwhile, Diddy is spiraling behind bars because there's nothing he can do to stop this wave. And 50? He already claimed that victory. Some people are trying to call out 50 now, saying he should have thought about how this affects Diddy's kids, especially the girls. But let's be real. Diddy didn't think about how his actions affected any kids when he was out here doing what he was doing, that if he had handled his life right, he'd be home with his family today. You can't throw stones and then pretend your hands are clean.
All right, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool?
No, I don't really rock with him.
Okay, damn. All right, I didn't know what that meant. Then. All right, okay.
Word on the street is some insiders are already scrambling, allegedly pulling every string they can to shut this whole thing down. But 50? Oh, he's not budging. He's dropping names, spilling hotter tea, and making one thing painfully clear. He wants all the smoke. To get why 50 is dragging Diddy through every muddy corner of this story, we got to spin the clock back. Let's see how these two giants were built. First up, Diddy, born in '69, raised in Harlem when it was still gritty, soulful, and proud. That Harlem energy shaped everything about him. The swag, the hustle, the showmanship. But life didn't go easy. He lost his father at age 2, and his family packed up for Mount Vernon, quieter, cleaner, and full of new influences. In Mount Vernon, Diddy landed in an all-boys private school, dipped into the performing arts, and even danced in music videos as a teen. Yes, the Diana Ross. Those shiny moves he pulled out later probably started right there. After high school, he took his ambition to Howard University. He studied business by day and threw legendary Star Pack parties by night, the kind where he passed out his own Puff-branded business cards like he already owned the industry. By '89, his childhood friend Heavy D introduced him to Andre Harrell at Uptown Records. Diddy started as an intern and skyrocketed to A&R executive by age 20. Insane rise. Things got messy when Uptown's parent company tried to shelf Biggie's Ready to Die for being too raw. Diddy fought back and got fired, but that L became his biggest W. He bounced right back, launching Bad Boy Entertainment in '93 and signing icons. Biggie, Craig Mack, Lil' Kim, The Lox. By '94, Ready to Die was a classic, and Bad Boy became a hit factory. Diddy stamped his name into hip-hop royalty. Roll into the early 2000s, Diddy had the hits, The Bag, and J. Lo on his arm at the Grammys. He was mingling with Hollywood elites and living peak A-list luxury. Meanwhile, a young 50 Cent was fighting for his life in the trenches, still trying to carve out a lane. That contrast? That's where the friction really starts. Diddy was all shiny suits, and Champagne Point 50 was straight grit and survival. Now let's slide over to Curtis. Born in Southside Jamaica, Queens, 50, or Boo Boo as the block called him, ran the infamous 134 guy, or Brewer Strip like he had the keys. But he wasn't about to let the streets dictate his life forever. BY96. He shifted his hustle into rap, training under Jam Master Jay, mastering hooks, flow, and the art of flipping street stories into bangers. By '99, he had a deal with Columbia and was cooking up his debut Power of the Dollar. But 50 needed to make noise, big noise. So in August '99, he dropped How to Rob, a track that sent shockwaves through the whole industry. He called out everybody: Bobby Brown, Keith Sweat, DMX, and yes, Diddy. The opening line? A wild, reckless threat to kidnap Diddy's longtime girlfriend Kim Porter for ransom. And to sprinkle extra gas, he joked about Diddy dancing his way to an ATM. The industry went crazy. Everyone was talking about it. But when the streets start buzzing too loud, trouble is never far behind.
I heard that there's this story. I don't know if it's true. It's a story like, I guess I gotta say you and Diddy, since you saying you was dead. Yeah. In the office.
Yes, me, 50 and Diddy.
Yeah. I guess somebody comes through the door and 50 Cent puts the table or some that.
Oh, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. I just remember being in the meeting. It was me, Diddy, and 50, and 50 was out on the streets, and Diddy didn't want the problem because all the Biggie shit. And that was really it. And they respected it and kept it moving because 50 wrote for Diddy before.
Ah.
Yeah. They did business before. Like,
okay.
When it come to New York, it's 50, Jay-Z, and Diddy, man. Stay smart, because I can't take nothing from them.
Things got dangerously hot for 50 Cent back in 2000 after he dropped Ghetto Quran. This wasn't just music. This was a straight-up street expose. 50 laid out the moves of Queens Kingpin Kenneth Supreme McGriff and his whole crew, calling out names, crimes, and even the kind of details that made the block uncomfortable, like the exact cars these dudes were pushing. Some folks labeled it storytelling. Others, they called it straight snitching. But one thing was clear: Supreme didn't like it. On May 24th, 2000, 50 was ambushed outside his grandmother's house and hit 9 times. But the wildest part? He survived, jumped in a car, drove himself to the hospital, and lived to talk about it. That's bulletproof energy for real. Still, the shooting flipped his whole world upside down. Columbia Records dropped him, the album got shelved, and the streets were left wondering if his career was over. But by 2001, 50 was right back in the studio, rebuilding. And surprisingly, Diddy seemed cool with letting their old tension slide. Rumor has it J-Lo even told Diddy to bring 50 in as a ghostwriter. And according to 50, he did. He claims he wrote the hook and his verse on Bad Boys, Let's Get It, with Black Rob. And honestly, when you listen close, that signature 50 Cent flavor is all over it, but don't get it twisted. 50 wasn't done firing shots. By 2002, he was calling Diddy a trick on Get Out the Club, even clowning him about losing J-Lo on another track. Diddy didn't respond, probably chalking it up to 50 being, 50. And even with all that static, insiders say Diddy still thought about signing him to Bad Boy. But the heat from Ghetto Quran was too radioactive. Looking back, Passing on 50 might be one of Diddy's biggest LS. Imagine them as a team. Though knowing 50, chaos would have still followed. Fast forward to 2003. Both men were superstars running their own empires. And even though things were quiet for a minute, hip-hop beefs never stay asleep. Everything boiled over at the 2003 MTV VMAs. Diddy stepped on stage to announce the winner for Best Rap Video, and of course, it went to 50 Cent for Into Club. Sparks in the air, cameras catching smiles. 50 and Diddy grooving with Eminem like everything was smooth. But behind those curtains, totally different story. The real tension blew up later that year at Chris Lighty's wedding. And this is where it gets weird. In multiple interviews, 50 said Diddy made a bizarre offer that threw him off completely. Puff allegedly told him, "I'll take you shopping. I'll pay for everything." Now think about that. Was it friendly? Was it flex? Was it something else? Even 50 didn't know. He said he looked at Diddy like, "What did this dude just say?" and walked away before things went left. Years later, Diddy tried brushing off, saying he was just being a nice guy. Even joked that 50 secretly loved him. But the damage was done. From that moment, the tension never stopped simmering. After that, 50 started slipping little jabs in his songs, interviews, wherever he could. But that was only the opening act. The real explosion was still coming in the business world, because while 50 was rising fast, Diddy had already locked down an empire. Bad Boy Records, Biggie, his own solo career, fashion, liquor, TV. Diddy was playing chess, not checkers. And that's exactly where their rivalry was about to reach a whole new level. Diddy wasn't just making money, he was printing it. The Sean John clothing line was bringing in hundreds of millions. And then came the real power move, the Ciroc vodka deal. This wasn't a simple celebrity endorsement. Diddy treated it like a full-scale takeover. He pushed Ciroc as the drink of kings, trashed potato vodkas, and turned the brand into a symbol of luxury. The commercials looked like movie trailers, the parties were straight A-list, and suddenly Ciroc wasn't a bottle, it was a lifestyle. And here's the bombshell. Diddy locked down a deal giving him 50% of all profits over 6 years. A monster play. By 2013, the company was operating like a Hollywood studio, and Diddy's net worth had climbed to around $345 million. But once you start dominating the lane, someone's gonna try to push back. And that someone was 50 Cent. By 2010, 50 was on a press rampage, calling Diddy a bloodsucker and clowning his music as garbage. Things got even crazier when Diddy renamed his supergroup the Supreme Team, the same name as the crew that once tried to have 50 taken out. That was all the smoke 50 needed. In a June 2010 interview, 50 blasted Diddy again, saying Diddy wasn't a real artist because he didn't write his own music. To 50, hip-hop was personal. Your own story, your own pen. Diddy clapped back at the BET Awards afterparty, dropping slick shots about hate being for suckers and calling 50 a crab. But 50? He hit back twice as hard. He even claimed that compromising photos of Cassie landed on his website, images tied to an alleged freak tape. Rumor was the leaked versions online were mild compared to the real thing, and insiders say Bad Boy Records bought up the rights just to bury them to AT. This point, the feud wasn't about rap. It was business, ego, power, and the streets versus corporate America, all unfolding in public. Then things exploded even further. About a year later, word spread that a full tape of Diddy and Cassie had allegedly leaked. 50 said when he saw the photos, he called Diddy to confirm if Cassie was actually his girl. When Diddy said yes, 50 sent him the pictures. Jay-Z, longtime collaborator, able to influence studios in the shadows. Harvey Pierre, Diddy's right-hand man at Bad Boy, legendary for behind-the-scenes maneuvering. Revolt TV, a built-in media machine to control narratives. Corporate partners, brands like Ciroc, who don't want their cash cow collapsing. A powerhouse legal team skilled at blocking, intimidating, and silencing. Most people would fold under that kind of pressure. But 50 lives for war. He's always 2 steps ahead, ready for the sabotage, armed with interviews, evidence, and people who are finally ready to speak. His mission is simple. Give victims a voice. Expose the untold stories. Drag the truth into the light. No matter who tries to bury IT.S, oh now the world is asking. How far will this go? Will Diddy face real consequences at last? Or will his empire survive another storm? Because one thing's for sure, this story is nowhere near finished.